Previously, in the anime, Kazuma was enjoying his days as a toy of Princess Iris, but sadly Darkness and other girls came over to get him back. After all, he's a guest here. Iris understands that she can't keep Kazuma here, but Kazuma himself wanted to stay with Iris just so he could enjoy royal treatment, but there was no reason to overstay here. So at night he learned there's a thief in capital who steals from evil nobles and donates to the orphanage and poor, and according to the logic of Kazuma, thief is a thief, so he says he wants to catch that thief. He made this up so that he could stay at Royal Castle, but Claire orders him to stay with those nobles who are potentially the next target of that thief, and the first on the list was Aldorf. Kazuma really got some screwed up luck, and even Aldorf wasn't happy to let Kazuma into his house. Their Aqua said to Kazuma that now he's also a troublemaker. Megumin agreed because Kazuma always points at them for bringing a troubles. But now he can't say a word. Their Aldorf wasn't happy seeing this lot, but he tells Darkness that she could stay for as long as she wants. So Kazuma and others were Darkness's friend, so this applies to them as well, maybe. So all of them ran off to get the best room, and Darkness kept apologizing for their rude behavior, but the main topic was the thief, and thief steals at night. Then in the hallway, Kazuma saw Aldorf was so happy seeing a mirror, so Kazuma knew something is off, and when he checked it out he saw it's a double-way mirror, so Kazuma wanted to kick Aldorf out by saying that he wanted to protect their friend's privacy. But Aldorf didn't want to let him watch Darkness's body, but too bad Kazuma had already taken bath with her, and more so Kazuma threatens to spill this to maids, but Aldorf says they can enjoy it together because they are on the same boat. Kazuma fell for the offer, but Darkness was also curious about this matter, so she broke the mirror and then sealed the room completely. Then after 3 days, Kazuma kept the watch over at night to look out for the thief, and their Megumin came over and asked Kazuma for a date, but Megumin just took him out so that he could carry her back. She scammed the guy, and days started to pass by normally, and this lot had started to make so much trouble. Their Aqua kept getting drunk, and Megumin kept blasting the entire terrain surrounding the town, and Kazuma kept asking the maid for bubbly treatment. And that was getting hard to endure, and Darkness kept apologizing non-stop to Aldorf. But then at night, when Kazuma goes to the kitchen for snacks, he finally saw the thief, so Kazuma used his skills to sneak up on her and jumps on her to catch her. While restraining he touched her in many ways, and hearing his voice, the thief showed her face as she knew it was Kazuma. But the way Kazuma touched her, Chris lost hope she could get married. But more importantly Kazuma said others are here as well, and if Darkness gets to know this she will get mad. So Chris wants to tell him the reason why she's stealing this stuffs, and Kazuma knew this is how trouble starts, with a flashback, so he didn't want to listen. He threatened Chris that Lord of this mansion is a pervert, so if she gets caught something nasty will happen. So Chris got scared and decided to tell him some other time, but while leaving, Kazuma told Chris to bind him to not raise any suspicion. Then others came and Kazuma made up that thief was too strong for him to handle, but then, seeing him like this, Aqua took the chance and apologized for breaking his stuff while he wasn't at home. Kazuma wanted to smack her bad, but he stays calm to get free first. He didn't got mad, so Megumin and Darkness also join in on the fun to get revenge. Darkness took revenge because Kazuma always embarrassed her among nobles, and Megumin sprinkled oil on the fire. Then days went by just like that and they failed to catch the thief. But Kazuma at least brought the info that thief is a guy who wears the mask, so Claire wants Kazuma to get back to his home. Now, at last this was the final day here, and Kazuma goes over to shop for souvenir, but there he confessed to Aqua that he ate the meat which a random guy brought whom Aqua healed, so he gave meat for Aqua as a thanks. Aqua never knew of this and got mad, but their Mitsurugi drops in. He brought a ring for Aqua as a gift, but it wasn't her size, so instead of this, Aqua asked for a booze. Then after this, Chris came at night to tell Kazuma her reason, but Kazuma intentionally grabbed her thinking she's a thief. She wanted to tell him that reason, but Kazuma has no interest in getting into trouble, so after Chris pleaded so much, Kazuma chose to at least listen. Chris tells him she's gathering divine treasure known for its power, and it could be used by dark-hair persons with weird names like Kazuma. Some has effect to make money, and there Kazuma realized she's the one who stole his money-making mallet, so Kazuma wanted to know the person behind her. But client's info is off-limits, so help from Kazuma is also off-limits. Chris wanted to use Kazuma's skills to steal other treasure, but bro has no interest in becoming a criminal, so he threatened Chris that he would do amusing things to her, and Chris ran off for now. Kazuma wished to have a good night's sleep, but too bad it's not on his luck. The Devil Army began their attack just then, and officials announced that high-level adventurers should assist the army. So Darkness came over to get Kazuma, but the announcement clearly said high level, and Kazuma thought he was at the mid-level. Kazuma wasn't listening, so Darkness went over to take Aqua and Megumin, but Aqua was the same, she doesn't want to fight, and as for Megumin, she wants to fight the army alone as she wished to show her powers and make a name for herself. Now handling the two was harsh, so Darkness called out to Kazuma, and there Kazuma realized that if he shows others how strong he is, he might get invited to the royal castle again. So he changed his mind and got ready for a fight, so now three were in union to fight, and alone Aqua had no power, so Kazuma dragged her out to fight the Devil Army. And now that's where episode 4 ends, but if you have missed the previous episodes of this anime, I have made a playlist where you could watch them, playlist link in description. Please watch the previous episodes to understand the story. Until then, take care.